What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Collector's Mingle. We got a fun show tonight. We're going to talk about two third-party figures, Terminator and Indiana Jones from Present Toys. The Indiana Jones one caused quite an uproar with the amount of pre-orders and some oversold items, kind of like Dark Side Anakin with Sideshow back in the day. We're also going to talk about the No Way Home line. They teased the Spider-Man figures. They showed Electro. There's probably going to be other figures to come, like a final Tom Holland suit. I guess we'll find out in tonight's discussion. And of course, the big news from last night, the Attack of the Clone 20th anniversary figure C3PO, R2-D2, and some other stuff. And of course, as always, philosophy, as we always get into on the show to really get good ideas for big picture collecting and just trying to see how we can collect for longer and smarter. So with that said, hang out, more coming right around the corner. Yo, look at this beautiful panel on our screen tonight. Look at that. Come on now. Well, I can't even see Carlos's face, but it's fine. We're just going to have to roll with it because Carlos has technical issues, and I think it's because it's that California internet. I don't know how that works out there.
Everybody wants to be here, bro. That's
everyone wants to be there, so the internet just gets bogged down to the very bottom of the depths of the United States. So, but yeah, thanks so much to everyone for joining. Before we address the chat and get into our topics for tonight, let's address this amazing panel. Dean the Dream / Jabba the Hutt. How you doing tonight, man?
What up?
That's just legendary. The ladies are literally going wild right now. See, you can hear them in the background. They're cheering for you, dude. How you doing?
Yeah, what's going on? Good, man. Happy to be here.
Nice. Well, I'm happy to have you, man. You're my brother. You know this. You know, technically you adopted me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not sure if that's stepfather or stepbrother, but we'll go with stepbrother for now. Carlos, how you doing, man? I know we won't be able to see your face tonight, probably because of the technical issues, but we still got your beautiful voice. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, honestly. Probably had the best weekend in a really long time. So
really,
yeah, really.
Why'd you sell a bunch of stuff?
Yeah, I sold all my 1/6 figures, so I'm really happy.
So that's why you're having a good weekend. See, I knew where you were going with that. So.
Exactly.
But good to hear, man. Good to have you, of course. And 1/6 Figure Focus, Shane himself. How you doing?
Going, man? Thanks for letting me on. And full disclosure, I begged. I did it again.
You didn't beg, dude. Come on now.
Late notice, and I said, "Can I please come on? Because I've no work tomorrow." So, in response to two ferns said, "At 1/6 Figure Focus, how's it going, brother? Do you ever sleep?" I wait. That's it. Thanks very much.
For the week, isn't that what they say? So. I appreciate you stopping in there, man. Seriously. When I got your message, I was like, hell yeah, bro, come on now. So I had to think about it for a sec because I thought Mario was coming on, so I had my 4, but then he couldn't. So then I was like, all right.
That was because I was Irish. You're not wrong.
Well, that was half of it. Caution. Yeah. I didn't want to throw that out there, but yeah. But anyway, Lael, dude,
what's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well, man. I mean, it's a day.
It's one of those.
It's one of them damn days, bro. Like, so. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I will once I lay down, so I'll be straight.
Hey, bro, I suffer from the same stuff, so I
know what I mean, exactly, bro. Like, it's 3 of us or 4 of us on this panel basically suffer from the same things.
Right.
It's good to be within great company where I can share my pain and people pretty much understand it, bro. Like, I'm good.
Exactly.
Straight up.
Is it Eid now?
Eid is and tomorrow.
Oh,
so
brilliant.
Yeah, so Eid is tomorrow. So
Eid Mubarak.
Yeah, definitely is tomorrow. So it's going to be a celebration pretty much everywhere. So
cool.
you know.
Well, happy to have all you guys here. Before we jump into topics, let's address the chat real quick. Tukathi, what is up, gentlemen? Tukathi, how you doing tonight? KG Collector, of course, KG Chalamet, giving us actually some hints here to stay away from social media because there are spoilers lurking around.
Yeah.
I've not seen anything yet, thank God, so I want to be careful. Docinator, old Foxy Feet, how are you? Good, man. Foxy Feet. Been a while since I've been called Foxy Feet, like a week. So, dude, by the way, Leo, I sent a foot pic to my girlfriend. She was like, "What the fuck?" So,
why did you do that?
Because I thought it was sexy. I don't know. Like, I thought
you know you're live, right? You know you're live.
It's fine, dude. She's watching, so it's fine. But it didn't work out in my favor. It didn't work out.
Of all things.
Hey,
are we sending feet pictures now,
bro?
To be fair though,
it's all the rage. No, because I didn't cut my toenails beforehand. That's what she was upset about. So You know, it's fine.
Will has sent me
It's fine.
feet pictures before.
You could stop there. You don't have to keep it going.
I could, but Carlos, I'll send you one next, bro. I'll send it over to you.
You've already sent me feet pics before.
Did I
bro.
send you one before?
Yes, you have.
Oh yeah, okay.
What the hell? Now I'm
Did you
feeling
say
left
for
out and a little jealous.
Leo, you want one? I'll send you one.
Are you for real?
I don't remember sending Carlos one, to be honest. But
You did.
Hey, well, I just
I
realized
say-
that's something I got to do.
it's okay. I'll see you later. Shane. Thanks for stopping by.
Hold up. How is low? Wait a minute. Is Carlos in two places? The thing, super chat out there too.
I know, bro. He is. That was for the foot pick. That's what that
Yeah,
was.
it's for the
So,
foot
But,
pic.
BCF collection. Yeah, I don't know how that came to be. I don't know how I got on that. But BCF collection. Hey guys, what's up? Alexander in the house. Benekin. What's up? Blackbird
up,
Tech. Maniac UK. Dinesh. Mike Fayella. Sean Forrester. Evening. All looking forward to the stream. Charles Ruble. Charles, how you doing, man? Docinator is really excited to talk about third-party Terminator. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. You know, we don't always get into third-party, but we'll tonight. Some great stuff to talk about tonight. Anyone know where to buy that indie? No, actually. And that's actually going to be a point of discussion, I think. Comics at Swag. What's up, Comics? 1/6 Figure Focus. Of course, Shane is here, you know, in the chat and in the panel. Figurastic Park. Collector number 1. Let's see. Uncommon Flex. What is up? He always messages me and blames me for his statue purchases.
Yeah.
So
I blame
You
you.
were actually on we had a stream with him last night.
okay.
What time?
Yeah, bro, you gotta watch. You gotta watch Anthony's show, bro.
Okay. I'll
Bro,
watch it.
yeah. I mean, it was unusual, bro. And I'm talking about the names in the chat. Like it was unusual. And they were all sending him super chats under the same moniker, bro. It was incredible. So it was incredibly
Really?
unorthodox and weird, but it is.
They got
what it is.
creative.
Worse than Hold My Balls, and what was the one?
oh,
Tickle
yeah.
My Bollocks.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
It was way
yeah.
They
worse.
just laid the foundation, man.
It was
Yeah.
about buttholes.
Yeah,
it is.
That's
it
what
is.
that's what it was.
It was
That's
about
exactly
buttholes, bro.
all buttholes, bro.
It's what it's about. Doc Smizzle in the house. Yeehaw. What's up, Yeehaw? Cowboy Doc Smizzle and Cowboy Dean in the house. Alvin J. What's up, everyone? OAF Skywalker. Hello. What have we here? Ebu127 in the house. Thanks so much, Ebu. Happy Sunday, everyone. Can't wait for this panel. Yeah, this panel is incredible. They, you know, like I said, they always make me look good here. I just put them on the center stage, and you know, boom, the show's fun. OAF Skywalker Figure Shot. Doc Smizzle. Let's see. The Ben Cave. Tukathri, Angel, Collector Chris, Tremble Dust. Let's see. And then, of course, Carlos. Thanks so much, Carlos, even though you're on the panel. Hey, Leo, how's 1/6 scale land coming along? Carlos, you can't troll while you're in the panel, bro. You know this.
Dude, if you can't see me, I got to work the chat too. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's how that works. SpongeBob said, Will, don't you scare that girl away. I think whether she wants to admit she liked the foot pick or not, it's out there. So it's fine. OAF Skywalker will send her the Jurassic World trailer with those uncut nails. God damn. All right, it's fine. Oh, whatever. I opened myself up to it. 6 Year Mafia at least knows buttholes here. Well, give it time. Give it time. Luminar in the house. What's up, Luminar? How you doing tonight? All right, guys, we addressed the chat pretty thoroughly. I feel like let's address some big news that dropped last night. There was something that Hot Toys showed and teased that really took the internet by storm. This is actually the C3PO and R2-D2 from Attack of the Clones for the 20th anniversary. So this is actually going to be exciting to see because I think there's going to be more figures from this line. So I kind of want to get everyone's thoughts on maybe what this C3PO and R2-D2 is going to be like for you. Like, are you excited for it? What other figures are you expecting to see from Attack of the Clones? So I'll start with you, Shane, on this one. Is this something you're excited for with these two? And are you expecting any other figures from the line?
Expecting other figures from the line? Yes. I think that I know it only takes them 5 minutes to do a logo and that doesn't prove much, but they did do a whole 40th anniversary one. Okay. I'm going to backtrack on that. They didn't do a whole line, but they did some figures from a line called 40th Anniversary Empire Strikes Back. So having that they've done this logo, maybe it's something that they intend on, you know, throwing out a few figures from this kind of era or this set, this 20 years later, 20-year anniversary for Attack of the Clones. So yeah, I do think they're going to throw a few figures with this label on it from episode 2. Am I excited about it? Look, it's the most obvious 2-pack in the history of 2-packs. Like this should have been something they'd done a while ago from the original trilogy. Personally, I want the original trilogy one. So as I said in the Collector's Lounge earlier on, I'm going to hold off on this. I'm not going to pre-order because it's not going to hit the shelves until 18 months to 2 years.
Right.
So then, if in that 18-month period they haven't announced an actual original trilogy C3PO and R2-D2, then this is something I might consider. I'm not big into the prequels, but I've seen the brightened photo that Chris C did. Did you see that? He kind of brightened it up so you could see the colors. Like, there's no doubt. Like I kind of wanted just one representation of C3PO and R2-D2. I don't want to have several renditions. So if this is going to be it, I do want it to be a type of rendition that people come in and go, all right, that's R2-D2 and C3PO. Like, I prefer the original trilogy version. I'm going to hold out and see what happens in the next 18 months to 2 years, whatever. And hopefully it gets announced. It's a gamble as well. Like, but yeah, I think they have to have the mold for this. Why wouldn't they do the traditional clean golden version?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to pull the trigger on this at the moment. Like, I'm just going to wait and see what happens because I prefer an original trilogy version. That may never come. That's pretty much my thoughts on it.
Yeah. Gotcha. So Leo, how are you feeling about this, man? We're finally getting our Hot Toys C3PO, but for some, it's probably not the one they're going to want. Just because the color scheme is a little bit different, it looks like. So maybe they're doing this because of Sideshow, because they have the Sideshow one and Sideshow wants to be different. I don't know. But what do you think, Leo? Is this the one you would still buy, or how do you feel about it?
So yeah, I'm gonna still get it. For a couple of different reasons. Number one, I mean, as a fan, it's hard not to say I won't. And it is C3PO from Attack of the Clones. It's also a Star Wars, we can assume that there's a possibility that this might be a 2-pack. We can't say that it will, honestly, until they make that official. But it does look like we may get a 2-pack from the both, because especially the way it's been presented. So there's a high possibility, whether it's going to be a deluxe version, and I don't know. But yeah, I'll get it. Whether or not we know if it's going to be, die cast, it would be nice that if it was, I would definitely love it. And it would be more attractive, at that point. So yes, I will get this piece. It is something I'm excited for, and I'm excited because it does open the door for other figures from the same line that we could possibly see, and that may be announced this week or during Celebration. So I am happy about that. But here's the thing. It's like we have to know that as collectors, whether it's 6 scale collecting, statue collecting, we are never going to be satisfied. We're not. Like, we're just not. We're never going to be satisfied, because if they don't release this, or if they never release this, then we still be having that same conversation about C3PO, right? Where is it? So they're releasing this, and I like that they're doing it this way, because it does give me hope that, maybe, once we get the 20th anniversary of, Revenge of the Sith, again, you got to keep in mind that next year is the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. So there's a high possibility we might get a gold version from that film. So it's coming. These things are coming. It just takes patience. This right here, I don't expect it to be for everyone. But there are some people out there who will get this. But I see the thing is, it's like, it's always a double-edged sword, because we see this drop, bro. And as soon as they drop the announcement, automatically it was just like keyboard warriors were just ready to push back and say how much they don't like this piece when they haven't even seen it in person yet. There are a couple of photos that are floating out there that are in person, but again, there's a possibility. Well, I'm sorry, 40th anniversary of Revenge of the Jedi next year. So thank you for correcting that, but you know what I mean. But what I'm saying is, yeah, we're going to get that gold version still. It's out there. The body mold for this is there. We'll still get it. But it's just like, can we wait? Like, is it a possibility? Look, I'm not going to pre-order this right off the bat. I don't pre-order anymore. But when it's released, I'll get it. But can we just wait and be a bit more patient for those figures to drop and when they're supposed to drop, instead of saying it's the wrong figure, or it's not the right figure, or it's not the one that I want? Can we wait? It's like, I think we just get, For us, it's like we man, too needy. Like too needy. Like we just need to have everything. We want everything the way we want it, how we want it. You know what I mean? Can we just wait and give them time to basically release it? I mean, at least we're getting something, man. At least they're showing some Star Wars love. And on top of that, May the 4th isn't even here yet. They're releasing this right now. Who's to say that they won't give us a totally different version? It's still highly possible. Everything is possible at this point.
Could you imagine that they did this as a little troll, and then on May 4th they actually announce the original trilogy 2-pack and go, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's just like, yo, like, man, like everybody was just, as soon as they dropped it, it was like people were like, and go. Like ready, like literally ready to just push back on it already, man. So I mean, yes, to answer your question, long story short, I'm going to get this once it drops, because I'm just happy that we're getting something. I'm happy that, number one, they are showing love to both R2 and C3PO, and they're doing it together the way it should have been. You know what I mean? So I'm happy about this. Is this for everybody? No, but god damn it, just wait.
All right. Well, before I get to you, Carlos, on this one, I want to hit Uncommon Flex here with Super Chat. Thanks so much, Uncommon Flex. Dude, he messages me like every day. He's like, I blame you, Will. He was looking at the J&D Catwoman, and I got blamed for that one too. And I was like, dude, I had nothing to do with that one. Like, that's not on me. I can't be for all statues. But this, I'll take the blame, Uncommon Flex. I appreciate the Super Chat, man. Seriously. Chris C in the house. 20th anniversary figures. Order now, and you'll get them on the 25th anniversary. That sounds about right. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it. Guys, these super chats, seriously. Thank you a lot. Thank you for the support, seriously. So Carlos, I gotta hit you next, because I know you're since I'm not really in the panel tonight, you gotta be the wild card of the show. Gotcha. So you gotta fill the role. So what do you think about these figures? Do you expect to see any of the other Attack of the Clones figures as well? We can loop back around on that if we need to.
Yeah, well, I actually kind of had a different, I guess, approach when I saw this announced. So I know you and I have talked about licensing and, you know, there being a problem between Hot Toys and Sideshow, right? And that's why they never made a C3PO. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. That's kind of the first thing that kind of popped into, you know, my head as soon as I saw this. So I think it was on your show when you had John from Queen Studios, and he said that if we couldn't get a license from a specific IP, then we would partner with the distributor. And I believe Optical is the one who told me that Hot Toys owns Marvel and Star Wars for the Asian market, and then Sideshow actually owns a license here in the US, which is why they can partner and they can distribute. You know, so when I saw this, I kind of feel like that kind of made me even confirm that even more, just because I feel like if the only good piece, right, Star Wars piece the Sideshow actually makes is that gold, you know, or the OG C3PO, and now Hot Toys is making this one. I just find it really odd that they're making this piece, because obviously this is not going to be for everyone, right? Everyone's going to wait for that gold C3PO, right? So I wonder if maybe there is a licensing problem and that's why they couldn't make it, or Sideshow isn't letting them make it, knowing that, hey, this is the only real Star Wars figure that's actually selling. This is the one we're going to consistently push. So I wonder if that's the reason why they made this one. But overall, I mean, even if you get this, right, or someone really wants this, I just don't see a lot of people getting it. You know, obviously, Leo, you're going to get it, and a few other, I'm sure a lot of Star Wars fans are going to get it, but I think the majority are going to wait for that gold keys or gold chrome, whatever, you know, color that is, which is interesting, right? Because I think when I saw this in this version, the more, the silver one, for me at least, it kind of confirmed that there is a licensing problem. If not, why would they have released this one and not the gold one? But I don't know. That's what I thought of.
But keyword that you said was wait.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna.
I mean, like, just wait. Like, just if this isn't for you, that's fine. Instead of, you know what I mean? Like, if it's not for certain people, that's cool. But just to push back and say it's the wrong one. What's wrong for some may not be wrong for others. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not the wrong one. It's the 20th anniversary. So it makes perfectly good sense why they would release this now. You feel me? It's not to say that they're not going to release the gold version. It's just that they're doing it this way now. You feel me?
Yeah.
I get what you mean. I guess I just would have seen, you know, do you think there's a licensing thing there going on, and that's why they didn't make the gold one?
What you just said absolutely makes perfectly good sense, because They're the only ones that had that gold version, which it isn't die-cast. Am I correct?
No, it's not.
plastic.
No, yeah, it's
plastic.
You know what I mean? And from what I heard, like people said, it's still fine. It's still an okay piece. You know what I mean, to have. But I mean, I just didn't do it because number one, it's this sideshow, and I have a hard time trusting that body. You know what I mean? Then what they choose. But it's not to say that it doesn't work for some. And again, I'll get this, but in the meantime, I'm going to get it once it's released, if it's released. But if it's not, at least I know I have a version that looks good. Exactly. You know what I mean? And the body's decent, on it. And I mean, it's great for the IP at hand right now. But I mean, I definitely agree that there might be a licensing issue because, again, we see what Sideshow's doing with, the Clone Wars line versus with, Hot Toys is, what they're doing and certain figures that they have and what they're able to release. Because if am I right, didn't Sideshow, again, because like I said, I didn't get it because it was Sideshow, but didn't they released the Kit Fisto before, right?
I think they did, yeah.
They did. So they released the Kit Fisto. Hot Toys showed that version, but never revealed it. Now they could reveal it coming up, May the 4th, or even during Celebration. But if they don't, then that even probably confirms it even more. Yeah,
I mean, because even when Sideshow had those Captain Rex and those other troopers, and I'm sure someone can correct me if I'm wrong, the box said it was a Sideshow piece, but in the box said made by Hot Toys, right? Or it had the Hot Toys logo on it, right? So I think there might be. I think Hot Toys may own this, own the rights for it, and that's why they didn't make the gold one, right from the beginning. It's not the wrong figure. It's just you would think that they were going to make a C3PO. The first version they would make would be the gold.
Would have been the gold
right?
version.
That's what you would assume if you're thinking, hey, they're going to make a C3PO. I don't think anyone would have been like, yeah, it's going to be a Attack of the Clones. You know what I mean? So
it's interesting what Fat Gadget said though, Carlos. Like, because there was Sideshow and Hot Toys both made R2. So I don't know. Maybe C3PO is.
It could be. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you
I agree
what.
with you, Carlos. But it's interesting.
But Carlos, I'm gonna tell you this much, and I put $10. You know what? I put $100 on it right now. Once Hot Toys does decide to release the gold version, the very first thing you're gonna hear is, "Oh, but the paint isn't right.
The wires look cheap."
Yes. The paint isn't right. It's not the right shade. Oh man, that version, why does it basically come? Nah, it doesn't have the right dent in the skull. Why does it have that? Oh, here's the wrong error. There's gonna always be complaints, even when we get that gold version. Oh, the leg doesn't match. Oh, they should have they made it in gold instead of making the legs, the bottom half of his shin silver. You know what I mean?
Got the sand base.
Hey,
the sand base.
The sand base. Hey, if somebody wants a perfect C3PO, they can get that Tamashii Nations for like $890.
Right, it's expensive.
Right. That's actually really good.
It is a good piece, though. It looks good, and it's die-cast.
Yeah, it's sold out on eBay. I can't even find one. I've been trying to.
Yeah, I know Denobi had showed it where you can pull like the limbs off and stuff, and it's pretty cool. But Dean,
each wire too is individual, so that's cool.
Dean, what do you think, man, about all this? Are you excited about any of these figures? Are you excited for any, Attack of the Clone figures or anything like that?
Short answer is no, and I will say this is the wrong figure.
Dean gives no fucks. All right, Dean, go for it.
I haven't met a single person in all the chats I'm in on my channel and all y'all. No one's like, yes, this is what I want. To lead off with a C3PO that's honestly kind of throwaway, you run the risk of, and Leah, I know you were saying like, oh, well, just wait, which is fine. To some extent I agree. But if everybody waits and doesn't pick this up because it's not the figure they want, Hot Toys could very easily be like, well, C3PO doesn't sell, so why would we even continue to make another C3PO? And they could possibly not. So I think it's important. I think it's important to voice your opinion, like, hey, this ain't it. Because if you're not giving us a product we want, we're not going to buy it, and then you're not going to have money to make more product. I do agree with Liao. It's not for me, but it's for someone. And hey, for that person, cool. I haven't met them personally. Everybody is like, I will just wait for an OT C3PO.
See, that's weird because
Most-
everybody on the show earlier today, even on my show earlier, oh yeah, I can't not wait for it. It's been the talk basically throughout social media, especially on IG. So to say that there's no one out there that wants this piece,
I have not come across anybody.
I have to say, Dean, like I agree with you. I'm waiting for the original trilogy one. But earlier on, like just before Lael was run Collector Lounge, he was gearing up to ask me, like, you know, what my opinion on this was. I just dropped into the chat. All right, folks, if you could have one 2-pack, one C3PO and R2-D2 2-pack from the prequels, the original trilogy, or the sequels, what one would it be? Obviously, no one said the sequels. But quite a number of people actually said they grew up with the prequels. And
That's true.
that
There's
was
a
the
lot
one
of
they
young
wanted.
collectors out there.
that's what I'm saying.
It was still overwhelmingly original trilogy, but like it was neck and neck for the first like 6 votes type of thing. It was like original trilogy, and trilogy, and then prequels, and then prequel or original trilogy did take over. So I do think the majority of people want it, but I was surprised that there was so many people who would prefer this.
Now, what would make
you know?
total sense, which means it'll never happen,
Yeah.
give us one C3PO that's a skeleton, right, from episode 1, and have magnetic armor that you could stick on the body that has this look, original trilogy look, and sequel trilogy look with one red arm. It's like you could very easily make one C3PO and knock them all out. Make it a DX, that would be amazing. But if my only option is right now this or the sideshow one, I'll just keep my sideshow one. This does not appeal to me in the slightest.
But I guess but saying also that
Especially
like
as a 2-pack, it's like I got to spend how much to get a C3PO? No, I already have R2.
Here's my
R2's my favorite,
and I didn't mean to cut you off, Carlos. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean that. But my question is, okay, so everybody out there who's saying that they won't get this one and they'll wait and have been crying for a C3PO for the longest time, yet the C3PO for Sideshow has been available for the longest time, but people won't get that one. Like they won't. Some people have gotten it, but they won't get that one. You feel me? But some people basically won't.
Right.
Here's my thing. It's like at the end of the day, follow your own advice, follow your own instinct. If you want this, get it. You don't have to listen to what the hell I'm saying. If you don't want to get it, you don't. That's the thing is like pretty much don't be monkey see, monkey do just because somebody else is saying they're not going to get it. Plain and simple. Don't basically follow the consensus just because this person said they don't want it. So all of a sudden you're going to follow that person because they don't want it just to make yourself look good. That's a bag of bullshit. Yeah. Seriously, there's going to be a whole bunch of people out there that want this figure that have said that they wanted the figure. The sideshow version out there, if you want the gold one, then get that. But I'm saying, man, like just be 100% real. I agree with you, Dean. There were a lot of people that were saying there were some people that were saying that they weren't going to get it. But there are a hell of a lot of people that did say that they were going to get this, and I've seen it. Not even just on when this shit dropped last night and we were on Anthony's stream, that thing was going nuts. Even today was going nuts. When I posted it, it was going nuts. People were talking about how they were going to get it. Not one of them under my stream or under my chat said that they were waiting for it. So if they're reverse theory, if they're basically saying something differently now, then damn, it's pretty fucked up. It really is. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but there is a space for this for someone.
Yeah, the nice thing about other people's collections is it's not my collection. So it doesn't have to look like mine. Like Will was constantly harping on me getting the Game Toys Cloud, and I said no. That's true. And I regret it. But the thing is I was dead set on the VTS one. I was like, hey, this is the one I chose to get, and I just happened to be wrong in that instance. But like I said, it's Will's collection. It's not mine. Like I'll spend my money, and you spend your money where you want. And if you like this R2 and C3PO, cool. I know Hot Toys R2s are incredibly expensive now. Yeah. So if this is like, hey, I could get another R2 and a C3PO and knock it out in one, if it is a 2-pack, hey, by all means, go for it. R2 is my favorite character in all of Star Wars. So, I already have a Hot Toys one, so it kind of bums me out. But I mean, even now, if I didn't, I wouldn't. I don't think I would get this just to get an R2.
Yeah.
It's just not my C3PO. It's just he looked like that for one movie, arguably one of the worst ones. I think Attack of the Clones, not including the sequels, is not the worst, but it certainly isn't.
Well, the sequel is the best, so that's why. But,
It's definitely above the Phantom Menace, but that's about it.
yeah.
I mean, everything's
No,
above the
I get
Phantom
both sides. Of this.
Yeah.
You guys are right. Like, there's definitely a fair point to be made that, like I was saying, that it is for someone for sure. And I think there will be,
100%.
I think there will be a decent amount of people who say they won't get this, but will. I think that will be a
That's
thing.
my point.
That's true. They could
Yeah,
see it after
that's
it
my
comes out
point.
in hand,
Right after it comes out, and people
and
start
think,
reviewing
"Wow,
it and
that
stuff.
I underestimated this." And hey, I might be one of those people. I might see this thing and be like, "You know what? I fucked up. I need this."
Right.
I
It's my
really
point.
doubt it, but it could happen.
I'm not.
Also-
One thing I really like about it is the fact that it looks so worn and like banged up and been through. It looks like something that could be out of the original trilogy. So I do think the best case here is just sit and don't order it and see what happens in the next 18 months to 2 years. Maybe like next year, it's 2023. It's 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. If history repeats itself and they do a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi series, they have the mold for the C3PO now. Could happen.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They have the mold. It's out there. People will get what they want. They'll get the gold version, but not without pushback, because people will say that the paint isn't right or something's wrong with that. There's always going to be a discussion with these figures. Like, we get, I don't know, like, overzealous. We just want everything the way we want it and how we want it and when we want it. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, the world among us doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? We just got to kind of wait and take our wins when we can get them. Like this right now, I mean, again, I'm a Star Wars fan. So anything that they basic release, without question, I'm going to get. I may not get it as quickly as everybody else does, but I'm going to get the piece because it's representation of something, and especially an IP that I love. I'm not telling everybody that they basically have to get it, but don't shoot other people down if they decide to get it and tell them, "Oh, you got the wrong piece." The fuck? Like that just doesn't. That to me is. I mean, and not saying that anybody's doing that, but I'm just saying, like, I just see a lot of monkey see, monkey do going on right now, and not enough honesty. And that's just me being 100% real, because that's the only way I know how to be.
I'll tell you one thing about being honest, man. I'm going to wait. And then let's say best case scenario next year, sometime in 2023 to mark the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi, they go ahead and they say, yeah, look, we're going to release this 2-pack, the original trilogy 2-pack or Return of the Jedi 2-pack. And then that probably won't get here in 2025. At some point in time, I'm going to have a load of pre-orders there and I'm going to die and I'll never get to see them.
Nah, dude.
These are the things I worry
I don't
about.
think so, man.
I will say, though, 180 people in the chat. Thanks so much, guys. That's incredible. So everyone hit the like button if you would. I greatly appreciate it. But I want to address Anthony's super chat real quick. Half the people talk, don't even buy. Could be, Anthony. Could be, man.
I mean, no
appreciate
one's buying.
that.
Everything's sitting.
Yeah, that's true. Everything's sitting at the moment.
No
But
one's
guys,
buying, though.
I want to move on real quick because I know we spent a decent amount of time on this one. I want to move on to something that should be hopefully a little less divisive, just from just everyone in the community. Not necessarily Electro himself in particular, but I think just the No Way Home line I want to talk about. Because they teased the 3 Spider-Men. There's going to be Electro, obviously. They already showed Green Goblin and Doc Ock. We're probably going to get that final Tom Holland suit that I think everyone wants. I think that's going to be really exciting. So I wonder, this is a line I think that has a lot of appealing figures. To me, it kind of is like one of those like Civil War lines, where Civil War line, like a lot of those figures really did quite well afterwards. I think this could be one of those because you're going to get figures that aren't going to exist after this film, possibly, like the Doc Ock and Green Goblin and Electro. Those could be figures that are essentially one-offs, so to speak. So I'm really interested to see if you guys would be collecting the line or kind of exploring this line more so than others. So I want to start with you, Carlos, on this one. Do you think people are going to collect the No Way Home line more so than, because Endgame was a great line too, but those are sitting also.
Yeah, but No Way Endgame was kind of different, right? Because of the delays, because of COVID and everything that happened. But because I mean, at the end of the day, Endgame was just such a huge hit, right? I think a lot of people are going to collect this. I don't think it's going to die down like the way Endgame did. Obviously, because we're not going to get as many delays, or hopefully we don't get as many delays. But I definitely see a lot of people going pretty deep in the No Way Home line, especially since I've already seen quite a few already started doing the Spider-Verse, right? And started getting like the Vulture and all, Mysterio and all those different characters. So getting him, the Mysterio, and even some of this third-party ones that are coming out, like the Lizard one, I think a lot of people are going to definitely, go pretty deep on this character, and like I said, create that multiverse that they're going to release, especially with the tease of both of the Spider-Man that they showed the other day. Yeah, this one here. Yeah. So if you're going to do this, you're definitely going to get Electro. So I just don't. And Spider-Man is such a popular character. I think people are going to go pretty deep with No Way Home, especially. I think a lot of people definitely will. Yeah, I'm really interested to see too. So. Shane, what do you think about this, man? We're 198, 2 more viewers, and we're gonna hit 200, some kind of record on this channel. That's incredible. Thanks so much, guys. Shane, what do you think, man? Is No Way Home something? Is that a line you're gonna explore?
Yeah, like I said in the Collector's Lounge earlier on, I think like Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man, and I think that they've really got it right. And I think his whole first trilogy was an origin story, and now he's got to stand on his own 2 feet. And the figures from this line as well, they're so like they're really, really toyetic. Like you have the Doc Ock, like it's just a really cool figure to pose. It's gonna have a lot of presence. The Green Goblin's gonna have a lot of presence. So look, if they fix the head sculpt on the Doc Ock, I'm gonna get that. I'm waiting to hold out and see if they do the MCU Green Goblin. That's the one of an interest one with the tattered hoodie and the battle damage and the goggles, and hopefully it comes with a battle damage glider if they do it. The Electros, I have no interest in the Sandman, the Reptile, or the Lizard, but the Electro, not gone electric effects, but I really, really like everything else about the figure, so I probably would pick this up. But man, these 3 here, like, I've got 4 Spider-Man in the collection.
Right.
I ordered the battling version because I'm an absolute sucker for battle damage. So if I get these, that's 8 Spider-Man. Like, that's insane. Like, personally,
but this one's
for me,
a must, though.
When does something become a must, though?
This one is a must, though. You know what I mean? If you're one,
but you know what? You know what puts me off a bit? Like, I'm not a fan of the Tobey Maguire, the Andrew Garfield films. However, I really like the way the boys weren't just token cameos; they played integral parts in No Way Home, and I really do think No Way Home was my favorite Spider-Man film. The 3 of them together would look amazing, but I don't think, like, I don't have the integrated suit on order, and the other 2, like with the 3 Spider-Man, that photo, like, for me, it's for me, not being an Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire fan, it's none or all 3, so you can recreate the landing pose or the jumping pose, or even dope. The meme would look cool on the shelf, and it would fit in nicely to a detail. It would be a nice display, but. I can't say that I'm going to pull the trigger on the 3 Spider-Man, but the villains, definitely, I have an interest in them. They just need to fix that head sculpt with Doc Ock. JC Hollins came out and said he would. I'm really waiting on that Green Goblin and the Electro. So I do, interest in the villains, and I'm not sure about the Spider-Man yet. So,
okay. Well, it's pretty exciting, isn't it? I mean, there's a pretty cool line of figures here. But Leao, what about you, man? I know you weren't crazy about this head sculpt, but hopefully they fix it. Is this going to be one among others? Electro, I know for sure you got to get, right? I mean, that one I know you really wanted, but are you going to complete this line, you think?
Probably not.
Really?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, again, I have Doc Ock, and I have.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
The Green Goblin from Toys era. Happen to like him very much, so there's no need for me to get those 2. It doesn't really make sense to me. As far as the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, I can see myself going in on that. Electro, I'll definitely have. I mean, again, I have to do it for the culture, and on top of that, it's dope. It comes with the generic Timberland, so that's just worth the price of admission, right there. So yeah, I'll definitely have it. Yeah.
Okay, nice, man. There's some really cool figures coming up from this line for sure. But before we get to you, Dean, Ashley Chase, showing some love to the people on the panel. Thanks so much, Ashley Chase. Appreciate it, man. You're always awesome in this chat, super supportive, one of the best guys out there, seriously. So appreciate you, Ashley. Good old Ash. So Dean, what about the No Way Home line, bro? Are you feeling optimistic about this line? What's your thoughts?
I like that they finally announced Electro and then teased the other two Spider-Man, because Hot Toys never seems to finish a line other than Infinity War, which took years. So I'm optimistic for the people that collect it. Not that I didn't enjoy the movie, it just wasn't my favorite. I'm not getting any of these, but they're cool. I think the Jamie Foxx sculpt on that Electro is incredible. They teased the Willem Dafoe one, right? But they haven't showed it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool.
It's blurred out. Yep.
The Doc Ock could use some work. Looks
Yeah.
like Chevy Chase a little bit.
Chevy, I remember that. Chevy Chase, yeah. Wait, is Dean frozen?
Am I lagging?
Yeah, you were lagging.
Yeah,
I
a little
don't hear you speaking, but I see you look like in contemplation mode.
Okay, here. Sorry. I lagged out?
Oh, there you go. You're good. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, but oh yeah, there's the tease photo. Yeah, that's just so much money for just I don't know. It's just I don't want to say it's a throwaway movie because it's not, but it wasn't that strong for me. So
Dean, you're not afraid of being controversial, bro. You know?
yeah. But like Shane said, it's like that's a lot of money on how many Spider-Man and then the villains.
Right.
But
I mean,
like,
I personally, I didn't like No Way Home. I gave it like an 8.3 but
We like it,
know-
but you just don't love
That's pretty good though.
really,
Yeah, you like it, you just don't love it.
8.3 out of 10 is
Right.
like
That's a B.
All
I'd be
right.
happy with that paper. If I
I
wrote
feel
that.
like
Yeah,
it
yeah, I'd take
suffered.
that.
I feel like everyone told me it's like a 9.3. But what I'm trying to say though is that Leo, I know you're not going to complete this line, but you're going to at least have the characters, whether it's from Hot Toys or not. You're going to have at least the bill. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I feel people are going to get the characters, whether it's third party, Hot Toys, whatever. Because maybe this is not for Dean, but it's for.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people who really like Riley, right? He's going to go deep, into this line. I think he's going to get them all, to be honest. But not for me. I'm not into 1/6 anymore, as you know. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that movie suffered a lot from
Intelligence.
the same
No.
problems as Episode 7 for Star Wars, where
Come
it was
on,
like
okay,
these
not that
huge
bad.
moments of nostalgia, and then the rest is kind of like, oh, okay. So it's
Oh,
like,
I
oh my
know.
God, Toby! All right, cool. And it's like once you experience that
Yeah.
moment, it's over after that. It's like, okay, I got it. The Millennium Falcon. Can we go now?
For me, it was
man,
the
I
first.
wouldn't agree with you there, man.
Yeah, no, the first half was kind of boring.
It's
I'm
like
sorry, man.
I saw it.
The
I
fight scene-
experienced
the
the
fight scene-
excitement.
I don't
Fight
know,
scene
man.
between Green Goblin and Spider-Man inside in the the apartment, Happy's apartment
yeah,
alone.
yeah.
I was like, that's
Yeah,
quality
yeah.
action. Like that's not
Yeah.
nostalgia.
No,
To me, the
Quality
second
action.
half was great for me. The first half was kind of boring. Like math is better than magic now. You know what I mean? But
That was
Yeah.
that was a cheesy line. Yeah, I do cringe when I
yeah.
hear that, but it's I'll forgive it.
Yeah.
No, not that I'm saying like it's not exciting. It's just like rewatching it again does not capture the same excitement as when you first see it.
like
Like
most movies capture the same excitement the first time you see it.
I think so. I
Yeah,
think
I
some
don't
are
know.
like
Force
really
Awakens,
good
I
and
love.
compelling,
So
but-
I
Dude.
get excited every time I watch
That
it.
movie only captured you, Will.
Dude, this shit made a ton of money.
It
Force
held a lot
Awakens
of
made
people
so-
hostage, but it captured you.
Exactly. So, but yeah, guys. So it's a very interesting line for sure. I think like what you guys are saying is all true. I mean, it's going to be a really robust line of great figures, but we got to talk about something else that's a little bit different than we normally talk about on the show because we don't always go into third party, but this is something that was teased just a few days ago by a bunch of different places, but it's the present Toys Terminator T-800 figure. And supposedly it's real leather for the jacket and for the pants. So pretty exciting. I mean, this is actually a company that made the Indiana Jones that we're going to talk about as well that really got everyone talking. And this Terminator seems to get people pretty excited because it's basically a DX10 with a different head sculpt and real leather materials. So I can't remember if the DX10 had real leather, did it? I know DX13.
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
No.
Okay.
Mine was flaking. Remember I sold it to you?
Yeah, exactly. You sold me a broken one though. But this is a figure that's got people excited. No pre-order yet, but I know people are excited for this one because they don't want to pay DX10 prices. But I'll hop to you, Lael, on this one first. Like, is this a figure you consider picking up, or I don't know? I think you're a pretty big Terminator fan, right?
I'm a fan of the movies. Not really in collecting any of the figures. It wasn't really something that I was interested in as far as collecting. But the films, yes, all day, every day. Again, I mean, it's personal preference. Everybody actually has their wheelhouse. Mine happens to be Star Wars, Marvel, and DC, and certain one-offs. But yeah, it looks good. But I mean, from people who actually collect this line, I know they said that the head sculpt was like meh, so it wasn't really something that they wanted to really collect. But with the real leather and everything, that was also a thought. But I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks good enough. It's just definitely not for me.
Yeah, I'm mostly with you, Leia. Like I do collect the Terminator line, but I do think this looks pretty good. But I'm not so crazy about the head sculpt. And the body, he looks a little small. I don't know. Just because Arnold was pretty big in this film. I mean, he was probably bigger in the first one, but he was like 40 when the second film came out, and he was still pretty jacked. So yeah,
Looks
but
like
I want to
cosplayer.
Yeah, I know, right? I want to hop to you, Carlos, on this one with this Terminator. What do you think about it?
So this one's a little interesting, right? So if you're a big Terminator fan and you don't want to pay those crazy prices, then this obviously the way to go, right? I mean, I don't know how much this is going to be, but I'm assuming a couple $100s, right? Nothing crazy like $400 or $500 of the DX10 or the DX13. With that said, even if you have the DX10 or the 13, I wonder if you can, and I know we were talking about this before, if you can grab this piece and take the leather pieces like the jacket and the pants and swap it to the DX10 or the DX13, because mine both were flaking. So I wonder if you can do that, right, and fix those problems, especially the belt, right? If this one actually has a real leather belt, then you can definitely do that. Or if you want to buy this as a third party, yeah, it definitely looks a little thinner. Or you can even get the DX10, the head sculpt alone on eBay. It's probably like $100. So if you can buy this body and you can swap it out, maybe the skin tones might not be perfectly, but I think if you're that collector who doesn't want to go and spend $500, understandably so, then this would definitely be a good option. Or even if you already have this piece, maybe trying to get some of these leather pieces will probably be a good option. Probably actually cheaper than getting it custom made. Because I remember the Winter Soldier, just for the jacket, it was like $300 just to get that as a leather piece. So, I mean, I'm not going to collect it, obviously, but I think there's a lot of options for those who don't have the piece, and then those who have the piece and want to upgrade a couple pieces there that are already, flaking or damaged, or maybe the gun, whatever it may be. So I think it's good all around, honestly, for really all collectors at that point.
Yeah, it's definitely a good option for people who maybe missed out or weren't collecting at the time or whatever.
Right.
Dean, what do you think, man? What do you think about this Terminator? Like, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I don't remember how big of a Terminator fan you are.
Oh, I love Terminator, bro. Well, Terminator 1 and 2.
Right, 1 and 2. Yeah.
Everything after
There
that.
are only
3 is
two
not
movies.
awful. 3's okay.
It's
There's only two
watchable,
movies.
but barely.
Yeah,
You
it's
have the
not 1
figures,
and
Dean?
2.
I
What'd you say,
don't.
Carlos?
So this is actually really tempting for me because I started collecting way too late, and these figures were way too much for me. And then now, all the ones I see are flaking.
Yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
I think we did a retro unboxing on my Collecting Weekly, and John, he keeps all his stuff in the box, and just handling the figure,
Started flaking.
it started cracking. Yeah, and I think he put it back pretty fast.
It's like, fuck this.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like this dude keeps it in a temperature controlled room in a box, and it still flakes after this being untouched for. I think he said last time he looked at it was when he got it. So like 10 years untouched, and it's
Fuck.
started
Isn't it
flaking.
bad to keep them in the box, though? I've always heard that. Like
Because of the fumes, right?
and it
think
doesn't let it
some
get
people-
air.
I don't know.
know.
Everybody
That's
has
what
their
I've heard.
theories and their own. Oh,
You-
this
you-
worked for me. Well, that didn't work for me. So
Right.
I don't know.
You probably have to
honestly
exchange
don't know.
those little packets that come with it. I don't know what
Right.
they're
those
called.
So
gel
give it
packets.
humidity and
You
stuff.
probably have to change those frequently. I would say to stop that from happening.
Yeah. So this figure for me piques my interest a lot, especially like Carlos said, maybe a couple $100, maybe 180-ish. Because I would really like a T-800 in my collection. So
Would you
I
upgrade it?
think he's
with
a
the sculpt of the
T-850.
body?
Isn't he a T-850 in Terminator 2?
No, I think he's T-800 in that one.
Oh, okay. What were we saying,
Might be
Carlos?
T-850 in 3, maybe.
I was gonna say, Dean, are you going to upgrade that sculpt or change the body or do anything, or would you just buy this and just keep it as is?
I might just buy it and just leave it as I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It depends on how good the sculpt looks when it comes out. But
Yeah.
I mean, even aftermarket head sculpt or buying a Hot Toys head sculpts aftermarket is
It's like
probably
$100,
pretty high,
yeah.
so,
Like 80, 100
yeah, I
bucks.
might
Yeah.
just I might just leave it, just call it
You're
a
like, fuck
win.
that.
I like it. I know there's probably some people out there who don't think it's kind of cheeky, but I think it's a win.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see, but I think Shane disappeared. I don't know if he's coming back, but so for me, yeah, I'm gonna say that I probably am not gonna get this figure. I'm not, you guys know I'm pretty selective with my third party. I have the DX13 and I have the Tech Noir Terminator. And I think those are good enough for me for now. The DX10, like Carlos had sold me at one point, it's a nice figure. It is nice when it's not broken, but it is. But it's cool. I mean, if you don't want to pay $450 or $500 for the figure or whatever, then this is a really good option for people. So it's kind of like that Anakin, the Anna Karen that they put out. Remember, like the one with the hair. That one, if you could fix the hair up, it'd be a really good option for people who missed out on Dark Side Anakin. But it's the same kind of deal with this one. I mean, I think this is still a nice looking figure. It's just for me, the sculpt is a little bit off. I just feel like the body's a little slim. So, but it's definitely a good option. Like Carlos said, maybe if you have the DX10 or something, you could swap out the parts and put the jacket on him. Hopefully it works great. Or maybe just pop the head on this one. Maybe the skin tones would match. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's a good option. I'm happy for people that are gonna get it. So, yeah, I'm excited to see kind of what Present Toys does more in the future. But Shane, before I hop to the next topic real quick, is this something you would consider picking up?
I love Terminator 1 and 2. And can you actually hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I switched things. Yeah, I love Terminator 1 and 2. They're the only two, in my opinion.
Right.
But I don't have any representation of these movies in my collection. But for this, to be honest, I need to see more photos, but I already know I'm not going to pick it up. It's with the third party thing. Unless the third party is to a really, really good standard, all it does is remind me that I don't have the real one. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So like I've got two third parties in my collection. They're both masked figures, so it's kind of like I don't look at them and think, oh, they're not the real one. I think of them going, yeah, they're actually giving the real ones a run for their money. Like, but no, I'm not going to pick this up. I'd rather treat myself and put some money aside and go backwards. But then again, with all what this stuff I'm hearing about the flaking, do I really want to go backwards as well? So no, I'm not going to pick this up.
Gotcha. Okay.
I had both, and they both flake pretty badly too. So
That's a sickener for the price of these.
if you
Yeah.
buy them, you kind of have to know when you're going to have to deal with the flaking or completely get it custom made. I don't know how much
Right.
flaking would bother you.
Right. Because the DX13 that I have as of now is not flaking last I checked. So
Not even the belt.
I don't think so. Everything looks good. Maybe the belt a little bit, but other than that, the belt though is not a huge deal to me. You could easily just get any replacement belt and throw it on there. Like, is it going to be exactly accurate? No, but like, it's a belt to me. It's
Right.
like, it's nothing crazy. But I do want to jump to the next one because this one actually was something that really, like I said, took the third party community by storm. This is actually the third party Present Toys Indiana Jones figure. I think people are just really hungry for an Indiana Jones figure again, which is what we saw when InArt or Queen Studios ran those polls, and then Indiana Jones was just like running away or doing very well in the polls, if I remember correctly. So Indiana Jones, this figure came out. I know once a kid had some issue with like they thought they had more stock and they didn't, and they sold more. They had to refund a lot of people. The smiling sculpt, in my opinion, is not really there.
It's pretty bad.
But the stern sculpt, or just the smirk sculpt, I guess you could call it, is pretty good. So this is actually AJ Photography. They posted some photos about, what the figure looks like in hand. It's real leather again, similar to the Terminator. This was a real leather Indiana Jones. It was I think $150 or something. So it's pretty well priced. So I want to hop to actually Dean on this one. Dean, what do you think of this Indiana Jones third party, man?
Yeah, I really like it. I saw some in-hand pics,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if these figures or these pictures do it any justice. But I liked it, and I have wanted an indie again. I started collecting way too late. His prices were crazy. So at that price point, real leather jacket, I don't have to worry about it. I think this might be an easy pickup, but again, like you said, I think they sold out, so I might be SOL. But
Yeah.
I like it a lot. There's a lot of Harrison Ford sculpts out there, on eBay. Hire a painter, paint it up, get one 3D printed for you, paint that, hire someone to paint it, So you have a lot of options with indie. The hard stuff is like the outfit. So get that, a body, the real leather jacket for $150. I think it's a home run.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. And I know people have been really excited for it just because of the price and it's Indiana Jones. But Leo, what do you think about this indie, man?
I actually have the original with the Ark of the Covenant. So that piece, pretty much was incredible. It's still incredible because I am a deep, Indiana Jones fan, especially Raiders. That's going to always be, my favorite. But now this piece looks good, man. For me, I don't see myself getting it because I already have the original. And again, I have what I want from it. But yeah, it's definitely for anybody who doesn't have it and has never had it before, this would be a decent piece to get, especially if you get it at a decent price. Terling looks good. The pants look a tad bit too straight in a sense, but it does again bode well. Anybody who actually wants to pick it up, they can. And it looks nice. It definitely looks nice. And who doesn't want an indie? So it would make sense to have one. So why not?
Yeah, exactly. So, Shane, what do you think about this one, man? What do you think about this indie? I don't know if you have indie in your collection. Are you a big Indiana Jones fan?
Nah, man, it's easy pass. I've watched the films; they're kind of classic films, but it's not something I collect. So, easy pass.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, I mean, if the price though is like $150, could you see? I mean, I guess it's sold out at this point, so people already picked it up. But it could be one of those third parties that maybe appreciates pretty well. I mean, just because there's a market for it. There's not a lot of good options right now. Besides, like Lael said, that old indie figure, but that's hard to get at the moment. There's definitely something to see. Carlos, what do you think, man?
Yeah, so I think this one's pretty good. I mean, obviously it's $150. One of the things that it's going to be the key feature, it's going to be that leather piece. But as you and I were talking about, it's genuine leather, which I know people think that means it's real leather, which yes, that means too. But it also means it's the lowest quality type of leather, which it can also flake, but it's a lot easier to treat compared to like obviously pleather. This is not going to be top grain or full grain leather. With that said, it's an easier way to treat it. So I think this can be a good option. I think a lot of people who bought this piece, I mean, honestly, if you already had that original one, you could have even picked this one up just to even get the jacket replacement, just because if this is leather, even if it is genuine leather, it's easier to treat. And I think it's a good replacement for that. $150, I don't think a lot of people can go wrong, with it. Leo, you didn't get this at all, just even for the leather piece or the leather jacket? Is yours not flaking?
Here's the thing, because I actually got a leather jacket for it. Like I I got like a separate piece for it, and it really holds up well. Because it was actually, I forget the name, but it was a customized leather jacket. I think I paid like 98 for it, like 98. Yeah. I think 98, but with shipping and everything, it was like 130. And that was just because it was done, from a guy who was, making a tailor-made leather jacket for it, even to the point where he even went down to even add a leather whip to it as well. That had wiring in it. It has wire. Yeah, I got to show you sometime, man. It got wiring and everything on it. It's incredible. But yeah, and that piece really, really holds well. I have the Ark of the Covenant. I have the gold statue on the mound and everything. Even because he's the same guy who actually created the diorama base with the giant boulder that rolls down when so he did that. But
so you're set then at this point.
I mean it seriously holds well. And like I said, I mean, Andy, I tend to attach myself to IPs. Anything that John Williams is attached to, I'm attached to.
There you go.
Seriously. So
how often do you treat it, the leather jacket?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what I use, bro, which is real crazy and how it works. People might think is nuts. Sometimes I use alcohol and Armor, and it works.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it works. You don't use too much. Don't use too much Armor, but it just keeps it like really keeps it from stiffening up too much. But yeah, like I've treated it with that. That was something my mom and my grandma kind of taught me on how to do that with like leather pieces and stuff like that. It also take the jacket off occasionally and put it between your mattresses and to keep it creased, and then take it out and put it back on. It looks real good, man.
You should try that with the alcohol piece with your leather pieces. See what happens.
Yeah,
it'll just melt.
That's done. That's a wrap. You already know that. As soon as you put it on, like, bro, like again, like I look at that, and it's crazy, bro. I look at the what was it? Age of Ultron Scarlet Witch. Oh my god, bro! I didn't even touch the thing, and it peeled. Like it peeled. It has holes in the jacket and everything. And I've been looking and searching to see if I can find like a replacement for it, but leather based. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's nuts.
It's like $300 or something.
Yeah.
That's why I'm concerned. I haven't seen it yet on my Winter Soldier, but I'm very worried about it. So like, I know there's the one guy who does it for like $300, and I'd probably do it because I love that figure. So I'd probably, if I were going to get, I'd send it to him to do real leather on the suit and everything, because I love that figure, man.
It's really called like We Was Customs or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. But it's it's like $300, so it's not cheap. So you're basically like buying another version of the figure, but I don't think they're reissuing that version anytime soon.
I don't think so.
But yeah, guys, definitely interesting to see these third-party figures and kind of what they're offering, and especially in a market nowadays where Queen Studios is entering the game, Hot Toys is releasing more and more, or announcing more and more, not releasing more and more. But there's a lot of good options out there, so I'm interested to see how third-party continues to respond to that. So I want to ask you guys though, time for the big picture stuff. This is always fun. Okay. So should we expect Hot Toys quality to suffer, or should we expect maybe rush releases with the backlog of figures? Because the pre-order number is just going higher and higher and higher. Every month we go by, there's more figures on pre-order. There's less releases, it feels like. So are we going to start seeing maybe a quality dip here? Because Hot Toys is clearly, I think, overwhelmed with how much they have with just Marvel and Star Wars alone, let alone DC, which they don't even really touch half the time. But Marvel and Star Wars, that's a lot of content that those two IPs are pumping out. And Hot Toys has to keep up with that. And now we got Doctor Strange coming out. How many figures are we going to get from that? 7, 8? I mean, like, there's a lot of figure potential from that film, it seems like. So could we possibly see like a decline in quality because they have to like put out so much, or we're just going to see more delays? What do you think, Shane, about this?
I don't think so. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know what kind of witchcraft they're working on, because there's like 130 odd pre-orders and everything's getting delayed. So, at least if things are getting delayed, it's because they're working on it. Maybe that's why the quality hasn't been sacrificed. And an alarm bell for me was when they put out that armor and there were screws in the bottom of it sold. Thought that was weird. I thought that was a bit. That's usually don't Sideshow do that thing, thread watch and stuff like that. I think the Terry Smith How to Be a Poser does the thread watch thing where they look at the soles of the feet. But like this one here, like the armor had screws in it. That was a potential red flag. But I don't know. I don't think I've seen a dip in quality yet. I don't know. Maybe it will come. Maybe they'll have to. I'd imagine if you're going to see a dip in quality, maybe it'll be on figures that they deem not that popular, so they rush them out. For example, was the CW Flash? Didn't they kind of rush that one out? And a lot of people weren't happy with it. So maybe it's the likes of Johnny Silverhand might suffer because they'll deem that maybe had low pre-order numbers. But I don't know. I haven't seen an overall dip in quality yet. there'll be pockets of it here and there, but I don't know how they're doing it because I suppose, well, I do know how they're doing it. They're delaying everything. So if they're delaying everything to get it right, fair enough. Like, at least you're not happy about the delays, but I would rather wait another 3 to 6 months for something to get it right. Exhibit A cable.
Yeah. I'm with you, Shane, though. I would definitely rather them delay it and get it right than rush it out and it be subpar or shitty.
Yeah.
Even. So
especially, like, would you rather wait 18 months for something and then it has an awful head sculpt or something like that, or 2 years, but you do get what you want? I'd rather wait 3 months, but like, realistically, the game we're in, it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Carlos, how do you feel about this, man? Are you expecting to see like any sort of quality dips with these delays, or just delays in general and maintenance of the same quality?
Yes, I don't see the quality, decreasing at that point, because it's not like Hot Toys is really ramping up. But let's say if they were to, right, obviously ramp up, and that was to happen, can you imagine how much worse could the Peacemaker get at that point?
Right.
Like, if it was to actually like lower in quality. But I mean, I don't think Hot Toys, if they were to ramp up, they wouldn't do it knowing that, hey, we're gonna have more problems, because obviously, they're gonna have recalls or whatever. It would be like the Tony Stank situation there, or like the Flash. If they were to actually catch up, on a different topic though, I think we would see other problems like figures sitting even longer, market crashes even will start happening. But as far as quality, I don't think we will see a quality decrease there. But yeah, that's just what I think.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point about the Tony Stank. I think the Tony Stank was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
I genuinely do, because now they're like, okay, so we can't get away with that.
Not only that,
I do think it's.
I was gonna say, with Queen Studios coming out, they can't go and just rush anything at this point, right? I mean, especially so I think they're gonna take their time and not have anything come out and just be pretty crappy quality at that point. But yeah, you're right, Shane. Looking at it, the Tony Stank was a blessing in disguise for sure.
Competition is good. That there are two factors there: the mess up they had with Tony Stank, the backlash. Okay, in fairness, a lot of that backlash was disgusting. Some of the things that people were that was but like most most normal adults would go, yeah, it's not up to the standard, and there'd be constructive criticism. Not everyone sends JC Hung death threats. That's just ridiculous. But like the fact that they messed up that and went, okay, the fans aren't happy, and recalled it, they realize we're not going to get away with that. People will call them out, especially for these bigger characters.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Queen Studios there's competition there.
Right. Not competition with the same IP, obviously, but more of like, hey, look, we're new, and look at the Joker, look at Gandalf, and the quality that we're doing, and you're out here releasing Peacemaker, and all this other sculpts that they're going to be releasing. So I don't think we'll see a lot of bad ones moving forward. It obviously depends on the character. Like, if they give us a really bad Kate Bishop, I don't think it's going to be as big of negative feedback as like Iron Man, or if it was like a Luke, or if it was, what I mean, depending on the figure, for sure.
Like we saw with Ant-Man. Ant-Man's a great example of that.
Yeah.
Like, it was backlash, but like after a week, people were like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And do you know the way, like, now, ever since Queen Studio or InArt released their prototype images for the 1/6 scale Joker, we're starting to see Hot Toys like, update, say, Wenwu, which was good to begin with. And we're starting to see them make the hair messier on the Batman. And like, that might have absolutely nothing to do with InArt, but it's a pretty strange coincidence. Like, so I think if Queen Studios nail their InArt and their Gandalf, because realistically we've just seen prototypes and prototypes videos, but if the final product is as good as the prototype images for Gandalf or Joker for the first few, that's definitely going to push quality as well, because Hot Toys were like, right, we need to be nailing all these head sculpts and not give anyone a chance to say that's not good enough. Like,
right.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Leo, how do you feel about this?
I mean, me personally, like I said, I mean, with the Mark 85, I still have the original head sculpt. Wasn't something that I was really worried about, because I was going to use the helmet anyway. I wasn't going to actually pose it with that head sculpt. Again, I mean, they're just like any other company. You know, that when they're up, they're up. When they're down, they're down. And I think that any company is afforded to make mistakes. You know, it's just one of the simple fact that, I mean, we hold them at a higher standard. InArts right now is a fairly new company. And they only shown us one or maybe two pieces with the Gandalf. You know, they showed us again, I think the head sculpt for the Batman, but that was it. And then, you know, we also have the Joker, of course. With this, I think that it's, of course, competition breeds innovation. We know that. You know, with the competition within arts, you know, they're definitely going to step their game up. There's going to be delays, even when they put out that disclaimer that they were going to try to move it up to where it's only 8 months out. We all knew that was a bag of bullshit because it's impossible for them to actually do that. And the thing is, stick to what you know. I mean, there's delays. You know, it's been delays. I think that, you know, what's important for them is, if you know it's going to be delays, be it just a tad bit more transparent and just let people know, and not set these unreasonable expectations on release dates. Because again, you know, that's always in question. You know, you can't, you know, if you can't do it, you can't do it. I mean, we know what they're going through over there, especially with the pandemic. You know, a lot of these productions or the companies are being shut down. You know, and even if they're back up, they're running in low quality because they don't really have enough workers to really come in and, you know, do the job. But, you know, I think that, you know, I don't think that the quality is going to suffer like we've been saying. I don't think they can actually afford that quality, because here's the thing. It's not even about just in arts. It's about, you know, it's even you know, with J&D, you know, with even their statue quality has always been looked at, you know, and a lot of companies are wondering why. Even 6-scale companies are wondering why a lot of people are jumping ship and going straight to statues, and bypassing 1/6 scale figures, because they see quality in statues and the details. So again, you know, just like any other company, Hot Toys have had their day. They've been number one for so long, and they may continue to be that way because we expect the quality from them. But at the same time, they're being challenged now. So I don't think that the backlog or anything is going to hurt them. If anything, it's going to help to evolve. And I think that's one of the reasons why, even with that Loki figure, that it's been delayed. They, you know, again, it's one of those situations now that they're looking at it like, yo, we have to step up. Like literally, we have to promise, we have to deliver. We've always questioned why we got these, you know, head sculpts, the prototypes. But then once we get the figures or the final product, it's totally different. And sometimes there's a win or there's a lose. Now they're looking for wins. They want wins and they want less complaints. That's why they're coming out and, you know, letting people know that, yeah, we're still working on these pieces. You know, don't fret. You know, it's not the finished product. I wish they would have did that with that Peacemaker, because that right there was a big mistake, in my opinion. Like, you don't put something like that out, especially if you expect. I mean, come on, number one, it's jointed. Number two, the head sculpt was terrible. So again, I mean, I just think, you know, with most companies, you know, with Hot Toys mainly, like is room for error. But at the same time, I think that they're starting to do somewhat of a good job with, you know, improving on product. And if they can improve, then it's worth the wait, you know, plain and simple. And I think that people just have to anticipate that there is going to be a lull, there is going to be a wait, and just keep it at that.
Gotcha. Yeah, man, I think so too. So, Dean, round out this topic for us, bro. How do you feel about this? Do you expect any sort of quality, you know, drops, or, you know, with Hot Toys with all these delays and backlogs?
Bro, until you brought up the question, I hadn't even considered that.
Hey,
and it got me thinking. I was like, God, dude, like, I mean, you're right. The backlog just keeps going up and up and up. And I honestly, I think it could. I think it shouldn't. I don't think they can afford to. Like what Carlos said. What the hell was that?
What happened? Was it a bug?
I don't know. Something.
It was probably a bra a lady threw through the screen.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, do the tongue thing,
air,
Dean.
bro.
Treat me like Jabba the Hutt.
With Queen Studios coming into the 6-scale game, and, you know, people like Present Toys, Real Leather, you know, coming out with figures. Now, you know, they're not paying licensing fees, so they're cheaper, but it's like, bro, you got a lot of competition out there, and your quality is one of the reasons people, you know, stick by you. So I mean, for the love of God, I hope they I hope they don't suffer, but I definitely see it being a problem. You know, you had a picture of Cable up here on the window here, and it's like, could they maybe like, hey, people probably don't really give a shit about Cable anymore. Now they're all about Spider-Man. Let's just get it out the door. If it's got problems, who cares? I can see that happening. I don't want it to happen, but it could. So yeah, man, that's a really good question.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about.
But that could be the case with any figure because every figure now is setting like 2 years plus, right? So,
Right.
so technically, they can be like, "Well, who cares about No Way Home? It's been
Yeah,
fucking
right,
3
it's
years."
years old.
That's what I said about the Kate Bishop. I was like, dude, by the time this figure is coming out, she'll probably be in a movie
Right.
in the MCU. Like,
And you'd be like,
maybe
"Oh,
have
that's
her own
right."
movie.
Yeah.
That's right. She did a show.
Yeah. Well, that's why,
Yeah.
like with this Loki, I'm surprised they delayed it. I thought maybe they would have been like, okay, like it's good enough. Like we'll just put it out there because we want to get Endgame done. But no, clearly, like you guys, what we're hoping for, they delayed it because they thought they could improve something. So
Right.
I'm glad. I mean, I'm not happy that it's delayed, but if you're gonna make it better, then I'm good with that. So just put it out by the end of the year, hopefully. That's all I ask. So
Maybe I'll tweak the head sculpt. I actually think
Yeah.
the head sculpt's pretty good. Like, think about it, got a bit of slack. I had a look through
I
those
think it is,
photos.
too.
I think it's pretty good. It's not as good as say like the TVA version. But yeah,
It's a younger
that's
Loki,
some.
too.
I think it maybe just needs a little tweak to bring it up to something fantastic. Like, but
exactly. So maybe that's what they're doing. They're just like reworking it. And if it comes out like the Wen Wu, the updated one that they're hopefully going to put into production, I'm gonna be pretty excited. So
There's also
It'll
a
be interesting to
prototype from 3 years ago, though. So imagine if
Yeah,
they were to do
it
it,
is.
and updated
Yeah.
now, it would be a lot better.
exactly. And I wanted
when
to
does the
ask this-
end game end?
Never.
Hopefully, well, technically the Doctor Strange one is too, and I know people have pointed out to me the concept version or whatever. It's like it's splitting hairs. It's kind of like it is, but it's not. So But I want to ask you guys. I know we've talked about communication with Hot Toys a lot. Like, there's a lot of delays happening right now. And the reason I threw this topic after the first one is because the delays are just stacking up. There's so many pre-orders. Like I said, 130 plus pre-orders, delays all over the place. Do we need updates from them on these delays, or are we fine just kind of like hanging out and waiting for them to come? And when they come, they'll arrive on your doorstep. Like, how do you guys feel about this? Leia, I'll start with you on this one. Do you feel like you would want like communication updates saying it's Loki's been delayed for 4 months because of the head sculpt or whatever? Do we think we want that, or?
I mean, it'd be nice, but in the real world, that's not going to happen. We just got to live with it for what it is. I mean, I think they're trying, I guess, to be a bit more transparent, but we just got to kind of wait and see. I just live under the understanding right now that I can't always have what I want, and just roll with it and just expect. I mean, if you want a figure, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. If it's delayed, you have to come to expect it. I think where they're basically failing right now is just these, when they're putting these release dates, knowing that there's no way for them to fulfill that, especially when you're always dropping new reveals or 2 reveals a week, sometimes 1 reveal a week. You know what I mean? It is what it is at that point. I just think for them, they just, I don't know. I mean, it's when I think about it, the test, what the real test is going to be, if NArts really delivers on that date that they're promising. You know what I mean? If they deliver on that, then I guess everybody's going to be questioning whether or not, like, well, if you can do it, how come Hot Toys can't? You know what I mean? Like, why is it? What was the problem with them? I mean, I guess that's going to be somewhat of a test just to see. But with Hot Toys, we come to expect it, I guess. It's just one of the situations now where they're backed up. Like, there's nothing that they can say right now because we already know that there's going to be constant delays, that there's delays on figures. They were, I guess, graceful enough to send us out a list to let us know what figures were coming soon. Some of the delays that we got, any inkling of delays, we've gotten that information from Sideshow. You know what I mean? With all the delay notifications that have actually gone out with customers. we haven't really heard too much from Hot Toys on whether or not these things are delayed, actually, or if if that's going to really be the case. With Star Wars Celebration coming up, we know that a lot of people received that notification about Django, and that was delayed. But then what if they decide to basically drop it in Hong Kong and it's actually released? You know what I mean? At that point, then I think some of the notification that we were getting from Sideshow is because they know that it is going to be delayed through them based on shipping, import. I mean, from what I'm hearing, like there's still backlog with the docks. You know what I mean? Right now, like they're still trying to clean that whole issue up. So again, I mean, it would be nice if they were a bit more transparent, but I don't come to expect it because they haven't really done too much as of lately right now. So I mean, if it happens, it happens, and it would be a surprise. But I say, don't hold your breath and think that's something that they're going to do, because they're making their money regardless. And they're putting out figures that they know people are going to attach themselves to. So, I mean, that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Dean, how do you see this one, bro? How do you see the delays of Hot Toys? Would you like updates, or are you fine just like waiting?
I mean, from going to no updates to some updates would at least be nice. I know for Queen Studios has been really active since their 6-scale figure announcements, and getting back to messages, people messaging them, they get back to them pretty much right away. But that could also be a huge thorn in their side. Like, can you please just leave us alone and let us do our job? So, or maybe you're not satisfied with the answers you're getting, or the people that you're talking to don't have the answers that you're looking for. So I think they could do better, but I think that, I mean, with how vocal the community is, and I mean, Leal brought it up earlier with the whole C3PO thing, being bombarded with, this ain't it, this is the wrong figure. It's like, I could see why they don't give any updates. Like, just leave us alone and let us do our job. But yeah, I think a nice middle ground would be very welcome. Like, hey, just, because really the only updates we ever get are from Sideshow saying, hey, we're not getting this when we thought we were getting it, so you're not getting it. So to even have like a Twitter account or something that says, hey, this figure is going to be pushed back, or we're doing updates, because sometimes when I guess those are updates when they're like, hey, we redid the sculpt, or we're updating this.
Yeah.
But that could be a lot more frequent than they do that. So yeah. And I feel like sometimes when they do that, like with the Doc Ock, like, oh, we're updating the sculpt, it was after all the backlash, like, yo, this thing is trash. So it's just kind of like PR, like, oh, don't worry, it's not our final head sculpt. It's like, okay, I'm not really buying it. I think maybe because they don't update us that often that it seems that way. So yeah, they could improve.
I get what you mean. Yeah. So Shane, how do you feel about this, man? Do you think updates would be nice, or do you rather just, kind of go with the flow and just kind of, Sideshow, whoever will update you, when you order the figure, or when delays happen? Are you fine with that? Just kind of going that way? Or would you like more communication?
Well, they've kind of started doing little bits. They mightn't be doing it the right way, but see the way they put that photo up with all the figures in it saying like upcoming releases. Now, the only thing about that is we know they're upcoming releases. They haven't given us any other information. Do you know what I mean? It's like they just put us a fancy photo over there. It's like upcoming releases. We're like, yeah, we know, we have them paid up for 6 months. We're waiting for them. Then like the Batman thing with the DX19 that had those 3 little short snippets, which they're kind of trying to make an effort, but there's not much information there that you couldn't get from like an unboxing. I like the things like the way they had the head sculpt, the Batman head sculpt, and they'd rework the hair. Or the updated Wenwu or something. So they're trying to do a little bit, but they're not necessarily doing what people want. I think people want like an itemized list of what month is this coming out. So, in January, what can we expect? In February, what can we expect? Like that would be kind of like the ideal, but I can't see that happening. But you know what? This might be an unpopular opinion, but sometimes I kind of like the randomness. Like, as in, you wake up in the morning, it's Halloween, and you're like, oh, Pennywise is going to drop.
Right.
And then you get Buzz Lightyear or something. It's just like the randomness, the unpredictability of it. Or something releases like so. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do it, but yeah, look, it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So Leo, I know you got to roll out, man. I want to let you update the people on anything you have going on. What's coming up on 1/6 scale, man?
So tomorrow is going to be Comic Book Talk with Friends. We're going to actually discuss the latest episode of Moon Knight going into the finale on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. On Wednesday will be Say What, of course. We'll hopefully, I guess we'll get some news this week between now and tomorrow or whenever. So we got to stay tuned for that. There will be no Uncivilized Scoundrels on Thursday due to the Multiverse of Madness. I think there'll be a lot of people out there watching it. So that's going to be incredible. Back here, or I'll be on Friday. We'll be there for Figure Flex Friday, where we announce the winners of the Flex Wars, with their win. May the 4th also will be the first day that we announce the giveaway, which is going to be the quarter scale deluxe Mando. That's going to be actually given away. I have mine, but I have another one here that's going to be given away for the month of May. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, Collectors Lounge International being Shane next Sunday. And yeah, and then back here, of course. So that's it.
Dude, well, thanks so much for joining, Leo. And as always, everyone check out 1/6 Scale Man on YouTube, Instagram, of course. Lots of good content over there. And yeah, always appreciate you, Leo. And of course, I'll be there Wednesday, hoping to have the segment. I'm working on it.
Later,
so
bro.
Yeah,
I'm working on it. But anyway, man, well, have a good one, Leo. Thanks for stopping by.
yeah. Thanks a lot, man. Peace out.
Later, man.
All right, man. I'll see you. All right. So, Carlos, round out this discussion for us. And we got one more topic.
Cool. So do we need updates on delayed figures? I mean, it would be nice, right, to know what's going to come out every month or every quarter or every 6 months. But the reality is that if Hot Toys starts coming out and saying, hey, we have, how many pre-orders do we have that are delayed?
Like 130.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say 130, right? So many people were already critiquing as far as like, 130 and 60 are Star Wars and X amount is Mandalorian or whatever it is, right? If they start coming out and saying this figure got delayed for the sculpt and this figure got delayed for this, I think it's just going to give people, as Leo was saying, as everyone really was saying, is that we're just going to give them even more things to complain about, or it's going to give us more things to complain about, right? Even that picture that they released, I personally like that they're doing that, but Shane didn't like that. You see what I mean? So we're already critiquing that. So it's like, I like that, but I think the less communication they had to give us at certain times is better. And the reality is that, let's say Queen or 3-0 or whatever other company comes out and delivers on their promises, does it really matter? Because Hot Toys doesn't have to change. They have Marvel, they have Star Wars, right? What are we going to get after Gandalf and, Joker? What are you going to get, Neo, right? You're not. So Hot Toys doesn't really have to change or give us much at this point. I think the When Wu update was great. I think that yearly thing of all the figures that are releasing, I wish they did that more often, like every 6 months, here's what we think is going to come out or what we're expecting. That would be great. But I think overall, I don't think they have to. I don't think they really will ramp it up too much, to be honest, either.
Yeah. It'll definitely be interesting to see. And there's one more topic I want to use to round out the discussion here tonight. And we've had a really productive one, I feel like. But we have one more that I think we need to hit. Do we always need the best version of something? This kind of came up when I think I was talking to you, Carlos, about, I'm going to keep that 3-0 Jon Snow, the Night's Watch one, with the Nuts Piss Head sculpt, the one that's pretty damn good. So it was, I think, got in my mind because I'm like, hey, yeah, if Queen Studios said they're going to do Game of Thrones, right, for 1/6. So I was like, hey, do I always need the best version? I got this one. I got it pretty cheap overall. Like, do I need that Jon Snow from Queen Studios if this one's already pretty good? And maybe that's where Lael's at with the Doc Ock and the Green Goblin. He likes those a lot. They're pretty good to him. So why would he need the Hot Toys one? Do you always need the best version? So, Dean, I want to start with you on this one. Do you feel like do you ever feel the need to upgrade to get the newest, best version? Or you just, sometimes just content with what you have?
I think it depends on the importance of the character to you. Like with the Cloud Strife, I have the VTS.
Yeah.
I need the game toys. I
You do.
absolutely
You do.
need the game toys. Now with Jon Snow, he's not that important to me as you know, in my heart, you know. I have the Night's Watch one. I upgraded the gloves and the boots, and then I got the Nuts PSZ head sculpt. That's it. Like I don't see a figure being that much better. Even with like rooted hair, I don't think it's worth the hassle. Or like the C3PO one. I have the Sideshow one, and it's okay. It's a little too tall.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to bend over backwards to get the Hot Toys one from Attack of the Clones because it's, like, in my eyes, not better. Now, if they came out with a OT version, I would absolutely replace it in a heartbeat. C3PO and R2-D2 are, like, you know, big parts of my childhood. So I would want the best version of those two characters I could get. So yeah, it depends on the character and how much you have invested in that person or character.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's character specific. But what do you think on this one, Carlos? Are you do you feel like you constantly need to upgrade to get the best version or the newest version?
Newest version, I would say yes. Now, obviously, I'm not really going into the 1.6 as much, but for me specifically, I definitely try to get the best version of whatever that character is, and typically that's going to be statues, half scale or third scale.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, coming down to 1.6 figures, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I've seen a lot of like Dark Side Anakin third party or this Indiana Jones. Obviously, the Hot Toy for certain one of those, like the Dark Side Anakin, is the best version. But I feel like a lot of 1.6 collectors may not always are willing to cough up that money to get the best version. So it's whichever is the best version available now, that's the cheapest. I feel like that's what the best version would be. Maybe an occasional figure here and there that they really like. But for the most part, that's what I feel like. Like I see a lot of figures that, you know, like the Batmans and so forth that are flaking all the time, right? And people still buy them, like the Winter Soldier. They like that figure, and they'll pick it up even though it's, you know. So I wouldn't say even that's the best version because it's already kind of, you know, I guess damaged, I guess you can say, or get a newer one. But I don't know. It's kind of difficult just because obviously I'm not into the 1.6 collecting anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Shane, what do you think about this? How do you approach upgrading and things like that?
I think it's the best version in your own eyes. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't collect statues, and that's because it just comes from a very, very nostalgic point. I think it's an emotional connection with when a kid playing with the figures, like and being able to move the limbs and move the head and trying to articulate. I think that's where that comes from. So, like I know
enjoy posing.
statues are. Pardon?
You enjoy posing.
Yeah, you know, I like it. I feel like it's not just one figure. When you compose it, there's multiple different variants
Right.
that inside it. There's a different, infinite amount of ways. If you have 32 points for articulation, you know, there's a lot you can do with that. So I was never gravitated towards statues. Like, yeah, I know they're more expensive and there's more space, but like as I brought up on another stream with Dean, like a lot of time we don't collect with our. We don't buy with our wallets. We buy with our hearts a lot of the time.
Right.
Sometimes you're like, oh, that's a bit out of my price range. And then suddenly you're like, oh no, I love it. And next thing you're buying a double pack Rooted Joker, or you know what I mean? A lot of time we make our decisions with our hearts, not our wallets. Like, so for like personally, the best version for me, like, because I don't collect statues, in terms of 6 scale, it's kind of like it's in your own eyes, like what you think the best version of that is. Like some people like say Chrome Mando is a good example. Like,
Yeah.
I have the OG Mando and I have the deluxe Beskar Mando. I didn't get my knickers in a twist because they released this shiny chrome one. Like
I did.
A lot of people did. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to go out and buy it. I'd be happy with the Beskar one. You know, if I did go out and buy it, so be it. But like, I don't know. I suppose what I'm trying to say is it's the best is different things. Your
Right.
favorite, your favorite, and what the masses think are the best are two different things. So
Yeah.
for me, it's just the one that I like, that I would gravitate towards. If I was blown away by the Beskar Mando with the chrome,
That's
I'd be
cool.
like, oh, that's cool. I have to get that. But no, I think it's, when I say the best version, it's to me personally what I regard the best version, not what necessarily the masses think. So people think that, oh, that one's shinier, comes with a bunch of other accessories, it's the best one, you have to get that one. You don't. You've got to get your own one that you like the best. So yeah, I suppose, yeah, the best version, the personal best version, whatever that might be, whether it's a 6 scale, whether it's a 3rd scale statue, whether it's a 1/4 scale, whether it's the shiny Beskar Mando.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many good options. It's hard to say. But guys, we're going to wrap it there. I want to address each member of the panel, let them kind of talk about what they have coming up and, you know, all the exciting things they have on their own channels. Dean, Collecting Weekly, bro. Dean the Dream. What's going on in Collecting Weekly coming up, man?
Yeah, we did our D&D stream last night, which is fun. If you like D&D, we do that every other Saturday. Tomorrow we have unboxing. We're doing Ahsoka Tano, Clone Wars, Hot Toys, Cloud Strife on the motorcycle, Game Toys.
Oh,
that's Sean Yahtzee who's doing that one.
I still
He
haven't got
wants me to
mine.
be there, but I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, I still haven't got mine, Dean. I'm still waiting.
Tuesday we got our main show, talking about figure news in the world. Wednesday we do After Dark, which is we just shoot the shit, talk about whatever. Thursdays OFAC, the British correspondents of the show. Friday we got our statue show, Collectors Club. And then Saturday we're doing our Pose Wars, which is where a bunch of people around the community pose up their figures in a competition to see who wins. So that's always fun. So that's our week. We got a lot going on. So
Yeah, man. It sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks for joining, man. As always,
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
you're my
thanks for
brother,
inviting
so
me.
gotta have you on. So, Shane, what's coming up on 1/6 Figure Focus, man?
First of all, thanks very much for having me. I really appreciate it. Next for me is I'm gonna go to bed. I'm absolutely wrecked.
I am soon too, so it's all good.
What time is it? It's
like 1 a.m.
2:45. That's not
2:40.
too bad.
Wow.
I have a few days off. That's why I'm. So next,
okay.
yeah. So I have Monday and Tuesday off. So, tomorrow night I'm going to be on the Jedi Knights Watches channel with Graham, and I think Fab's figures going to be there and P-Rock. So that's the stream, and then next stream after that will be next Sunday, Collectors Lounge. Sometimes I do go on to OFAC, the British representation of Collecting Weekly. Those guys, they're legends. Like, they're really nice guys. I think this Thursday, last Thursday they did a show. I was away on holidays, and this Thursday I'm gonna go see Multiverse of Madness, so I won't be on that. And then I just dropped a bunch of videos yesterday and the day before, just pre-order previews for the likes of Electro and Kate Bishop. I did a bit of commentary on that upcoming releases, and obviously the Spider-Man tease that was dropped and the C3PO photo. So I did videos on all of them. They're already up online. And one I really liked is it's just it's the last one now, and I'll stop talking.
No, you're good, man.
Down in the living room, I have this IKEA Millsbo glass cabinet. It's a glass cabinet with kind of black frames. It's nice. It fits, like, it feels like it should be there, and regardless of what my girlfriend thinks. But
hey, take it into consideration, and then move along.
I know she's very understanding. She's like,
yeah, I'm sure she is.
Super cool. Like, it's just, it's tasteful. It fits in nice, and my vision is that there's 8 cubes, and I want 8 iconic characters. So when you walk into the room, even if you come into the house and you're not a comic book fan and you're not like a diehard like Marvel or DC or superhero movie fan, you're like, oh, that's the Batman, that's Joker, that's Superman, that's Iron Man, that's Spider-Man, iconic characters, and maybe pose them in like DX19 with the Queen Studio in art Joker, so people come in and go, wow. I'm not quite there with that display yet, but what I did was I took all the stormtroopers apart from the remnant trooper, that one there, out, and it's a stormtrooper display, and I made a video and I put it together. So if you're into troopers and you haven't checked out my channel, go over to YouTube, after this one six-figure focus, and that'll be a good start to check it. And if you like it, maybe you'll subscribe. And if you don't like it, don't subscribe. So that's pretty much it. Like, you know, so yeah, thanks again for having me, Will, and yeah.
Dude, well, thanks so much for joining, Shane. I appreciate it. And Carlos, I don't know what to plug for you, dude. So I'll just let you talk if you have something you want to share.
Yeah, I have nothing because I don't have a YouTube video or YouTube channel. But Shane, as far as your 8 cubes, I have a perfect solution, bro. Mark 1 through 7, and then the Mark 85. That's all you need. All Iron Man, bro.
Oh, of course, Carlos would say that.
Everyone will know them.
Everyone will know them. But
yeah.
no, man, I have nothing going on. I just getting those custom plaques done so I can have a bunch of celebrities or actors sign it, and that's all.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining, Carlos, as always, man. You know, you're my best bros, so, you know,
Number
appreciate
one.
you, man. And I know, right? Where's the optical at? I got to give Ren Saltino, it said, looking good with the beard, bro. Thanks, man. I'm at that phase where it's like getting kind of itchy, but everyone tells me just keep going and get past it and you'll be fine. So I'm just gonna yeah, I'm just gonna roll through it, Shane, and go with it and see what happens, and I'll be looking like Dean soon. So, you know, like my brother over there. So, but yeah, I will say I'm uploading the episodes for Lights Camera Collect, Apple and Spotify. You know, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Those will be up. That I did with Brother Cousins on Friday. We have Collectors Mingle, of course, every Sunday. I'm on Lael Show every Wednesday. It's 9:15, and then whatever other show during the week that I'll end up doing, and you know, and beyond. Those are always fun. And yeah, for me, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna see Multiverse of Madness on Thursday, so I'm pretty excited. Haven't got my ticket yet, but I live in an area where it's not too crazy. There's a lot of showings. You can get a ticket pretty much the day of. So that's really nice. I don't know if I'll review it or not. People have to let me know if they want to see that. So I guess we'll find out. And other than that, all I can say is thanks again to this amazing panel. You guys are awesome. Incredible insights as always. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. And thanks so much for joining. We had a record set on the show tonight with over, I think it was 204 was the max I saw that came in here.
Cool.
That's
stuff.
crazy.
Awesome.
Never had that before. So thank you guys so much. The support is very humbling. It was Carlos. You sent all the bots in. But I appreciate it. And thanks so much, everyone, for watching. And all I can say is we will catch you guys in the next one.